Hello, my name's Alexandra Regicanu. I was born in Romania but came to Australia when I was 3 years of age. I lived in Australia, became a foster kid, and after that, when I left foster care, I got thrown out. And then from there, I ended up at my mum's back at mum's place, and then I ended up getting housing. And when I got housing, got I had neighbours that were put up the music, threatened me with violence, and they end up. Then it was on news number 3 in Blacktown on 4th Avenue that someone got bashed here with a hammer. Then up in Channel 7 News or Channel 9, I'm not sure. That happened about 3-4 years ago, and that's why I had my emotional breakdown, and I started hearing and seeing stuff that wasn't real, but I could tell that it wasn't real. And then afterwards, I was in the hospital for or not even 2 months, 1 month and a half. So they over exaggerated the date. So I can back it up because I went to TAFE as well. Yes, I was on medication for a while, but then I went off medication because I didn't need it anymore. Mine was due to stress, but they wrote down I had schizophrenic, and they're trying to imply that I've always had schizophrenic since I was little. That's for docs to cover up and government to cover up. That I've been abused in foster care. Yes, I left home, put into foster care because of domestic violence. Also, when I was with my biological parents, I've been abused at school. I've been touched by teachers, which physically dug into nails by a male teacher. I got touched on the bottom. I can't recall, but my mum recalls when I said to her, and I was upset and emotional. But mum didn't. Mum can't recall if I was crying. We told Sia, the caseworker at Docs, Mandurah, and now I'm trying to protect my daughter's rights, and because they're bringing the new Mental Health Act, I don't want my daughter getting discriminating, and I don't want Aussies getting discriminated that way. And I know a lot of kids in foster care are going to be labelled as mentally sick because they tell the truth and speak the truth when they get abused, and then they get labelled as mentally sick. So when they get thrown out in the streets, they're labelled as mentally sick or mentally retarded. And so when they do speak, everybody thinks that they're making it up. It's in their head. They're crazy. And I'm speaking the truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. If I had to stand in court, I put my hand on the Bible. But they don't do it anymore in the courts because a lot of them don't follow the Bible anymore. But this used to be a Christian country. That's sad where it's going. I want to put this on YouTube also. To say to Aussies to come on, speak out. Don't be afraid. We can't stand up, and because they're going to bring in that Mental Health Act from Western Australia. They're going to sterilise your kid against their will and put it on mental health treatment. And so if they speak out against the government, that's what they'll get. They'll get abused. I know from my experience, when I spoke out, they just said I was crazy, whatever they wrote on the reports. And a lot of my reports I couldn't see because they'll actually put a black text over it. And when I try to look at my docs files, they wouldn't let me see it at all. So they took my human rights away to get a photocopy of what they written, which they blurred a lot of stuff out. When I tried to my caseworker had a look at it, he told me they blurred a lot of stuff out. Legally, they're not supposed to do that. I'm speaking out for Aussies' rights, and as Aussies, Christian, non-Christian, if you sign up under that Mental Health Act, you're crazy because they'll target everybody. So if you speak out, they'll label your kids as crazy. So if they become a victim, so if they got abused at school, I'll give you an example like I did. They got abused at school, then they'll take them to a mental health facility against their will. Do electric shock, they say on the Mental Health Act, electric shock treatment, and medicate them.